Have you heard from the AA6TN's?
I talked to him yesterday while I was mobile. I was just kind of waiting until that was finished to talk to him off the air.
Yeah, go ahead and talk to him. It'll be finished this afternoon. I'm going to get the bites to eat to finish everything else I was needing to do, but it'll be ready. Go over the hardware configuration with him and see if that's something he wants.
Yeah, I will. I think he was just complaining, too, like, as he gets older, that 400 is just so finicky. Like, it's all touchscreen, so if you bump it, you're changing settings, and he doesn't know how to get it quite back. So I think he would be not averse to this.
Roger that.
I am mobile.
I am mobile. I think Terry Neal, AA6TN, once said that back in the 50s and 60s, if you were mobile, you would announce that you were mobile because it was like a status symbol that you could afford a mobile rig.
Yeah, I've heard him say that. Physically, going mobile was had constraints as well. But no longer. Now any Joe Blow can go mobile.
Did I tell you the following? That when you went on a vacation and brought the radio, you had to inform the FCC and give them your itinerary?
Yeah, you did that. You told me that. And just give them your license plate or something too, and tell them where you're planning to travel.
Yeah. I never did it, but you had to. And it kind of went away when I became a ham.
That's true, huh, Terry?
Sorry, I ham radio yammed you. I quick keyed you.
Anyway, could you see some secretary that would be in charge of getting the letters in the mail and opening them up and going, okay, AA6TN is going to Albuquerque from September 9th to the 14th. And then she'd mark it on a little index card and put it in a folder or a file.
I don't know what they did at that end, but that was really the rules. And, but I never did it.
Well, that's because you're kind of a maverick. You know, the government has no justification for demanding where you go.
Well, I never went anywhere. Never went mobile. And had a mobile. It was only if you had a mobile radio. Nobody had one. It was never an issue. Radios were the size of a suitcase. Nobody had one.
Yeah, but in the 50s and 60s, weren't commercial radios like taxi cab and old police and fire radios coming out of service, and the hams could go to Spectronics or Man Electronics or the other one, and they could get it and recrystal it, and they'd have like maybe even 2 channels.
Even if they went down to Henry Radio and bought a radio, it was as big as a house. Nobody had mobile radios, more or less.
Gregory Electronics, that was the other one. Do you know that, Terry, that Spectronics in Chicago they would sell the hams in the general public, and they had a deal with Motorola that trade-in radios would be taken off the frequency they were on and sold to hams at a discount. And they had that arrangement for many, many years.
I didn't know about that deal. I know Henry Radio had an area, the one out in L.A. there, they had the back part of their, I don't know if you ever saw it, behind their store, and they had about 100 radios, and they were all used, and you could trade and do all kinds of things and get a radio, a used one.
Well, the Spectronics thing was a very good idea, because what it did is it put Motorola radios in the hands of hams, many of whom, work in the communications industry, and it got them used to, hey, these are good. I'm familiar with these. It really, really paid off for them.
Sure, there was all kinds of ways. Anyway, I never had one till the JAs finally came out with them.
I remember the first ones were Dynamotor. They had a Dynamotor power supply, which was like a big motor that spun, and there were brushes, and it would create the 400 volts that the tubes needed to key, and the transmitters and the receivers were in separate housings connected by this big, thick cable, and then it went up to a control head. And if you were really hot shit, you had 2 channels.
I know what you're talking about. When they had the T-hunts, I used to go on them, and some people had those kind of operations with the dynamotors. I never had one.
I mean, by today's standards, that would be a horribly inefficient way of generating high voltage, but that's all they had. And sometimes they'd replace the dynamotor, and it was a big motor, like the size of, I don't know, a really huge thermos.
Yep, I saw them. And I saw people who had them. I'd see them every week at the swap meet. Not the swap meet, the transmitter hunt. That's where I used to see them.
And forget about leaving the radio on if your engine was off.
I didn't see much of it, but I know what you're talking about.
It only kicked in on transmit. I'm not sure about that. But still, on receive, you're going to be drawing 5 or 8 amps with all the tubes in the receiver.
Terry, are you ready for some new radios that aren't as complex as that 400?
Go get.
Well, yeah. I'm beginning to wonder if it's ever going to happen.
Yeah, we were just talking about it today. I got the list of frequencies, and the programming is done. Maybe if you're around next weekend.
Look, I can't even go out of the room. And I got a 24-hour caregiver. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. I will, later in this week or something, I will give you a call. Maybe we could schedule something. But that 400, you just look at it wrong and it changes settings. I know.
Yeah, I put in the radio I got now and the Mount Wilson repeater, and I could give you the frequency if you'd have put that single one in.
Yeah, I'll go over the list. I already gave the other person a list of frequencies, but yes, please. And maybe we'll go over what I've got. You can tell me if there's anything else.
Well, I only added one. I did it to make sure I knew how to do it. I don't know how to do it now, but I did then.
This is WD6 Sierra United Sierra, waiting for my East Hit radio. East Hit radio, that's Terry's sending me.
Very nice.
Never been opened. It's in the box. Still in the box.
Vintage. What kind of radios did he make anyway?
All kinds of radios. I've built many of these kids. You can build a oscilloscope for these kids. This is WB6 Sierra, United Sierra, helping ham operators for over 60 years. Okay, Terry, I bought 3 lights at Costco yesterday. Really quite nice. Super bright and super small. Terry Neal, get that? Calling Terry Neal. Calling Terry Neal. Calling Terry Neal. Do come in, please. Calling Terry Neal.
Good morning, Terry. Terry, do you copy?
KW6USA repeater.
This is WP3L. Terry, do you copy?
But I've been calling Big Brother Terry's house all day. I'm calling for him on radio. First game in the season, we talked about this for 2 weeks. We couldn't wait. Here we are, and I ain't heard from Terry since last Sunday. I'm worried.
I think he was on Tuesday or something. But yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while either.
Jones said he thought maybe he had talked with him Tuesday. I didn't hear him Tuesday. Talked with him Sunday. I remember making the reference, hey, Terry, this time next week, we'll be watching football. Remember saying that to him, clearly.
Did you call his phone?
Half a dozen times.
Straight to voicemail, or does it ring?
Yeah, I only left one message. It rang and goes straight to voicemail. Not straight, after 4 rings, it goes to voicemail. I called a half dozen times, and I only left one voicemail.
Well, maybe he turned the ringer to silent accidentally.
You know, Thursday's Vance, the caregiver that he really likes, the one that's going to become a ham, he's working that night in New Orleans. I was hoping. And I just called 30 minutes ago. I was hoping maybe, he was there or whatever, or by his side. See it.
I don't have the number to his house. All I have is his cell.
I don't have the number to the house either, or to the daughter. Jones was saying something about maybe somebody had the daughter's number. One thing about her, not the last time because I reported, but the time before that when he initially had the strokes, she got out here on the air and declared it.
How about it, Terry? You out there, Terry?
I know how he loves football. We talked about this night. I ain't heard from my buddy. Jones, if something don't come to here, you need to take a trip out there tomorrow.
All right. I was going to go to Arizona, but I guess I'll go there instead.
Don't want to go to Arizona. I guess I got to go down there close to. You take care of your business. I'll find out something about the old man. I can ride out here.
Oh, dude, I can go down there. I'll go down there right now. Fuck it.
Don't do that.
wouldn't get there to 10 o'clock.
What time is it now? I wouldn't get there till 11:30. Take a nap anyway.
I figured out something. He probably called, getting on the radio. Oh, I was listening last night. I couldn't respond back because I did something to the radio. You know how he may do. KC6 UBP. It is with great sorrow that I am sharing on behalf of the Neal family. Terry passed. Just got off the phone with his daughter Shelley. They're in great spirits. Terry died around family, and he died, she said, just now at the beginning when they started this fourth quarter of football after the delay. So there you have it, folks. Big brother Neal has passed along. He's with the silent keys. KC6 UDP. Shelley says she'll keep me posted. So let the record reflect AA6TN is a silent key. Yeah, go ahead. Where the hell is everybody? The trip. You know you'll never hear Terry's voice again. Out of here live.
AA6USA repeater.
Oh man, bummer.
Yeah, we kind of knew.
Yeah. It's a shame. He was pretty unique.
On QST it again. I did it already. Didn't get any response. The first person I've heard within the last hour over the radio. QST got a call from Shelley Neal, Terry's daughter, the doctor. Terry Neal passed about an hour ago, 50 minutes ago, while watching the game. Game had a delay because it was thunderstorms, and they delayed the game for an hour and 27 minutes. And she said he was looking at the game up until right before it got ready to start back up. Passed away.
Bummer, man. He'll be missed. 10-0 AKA.
She indicated that she'll keep me abreast, and she'll make an attempt tomorrow to get on the air when at her dad's house on the equipment. And I told her she's more than welcome.
Yeah. And if she needs help coming in through this, there's no problem at all. Just let me know.
Yep, Roger. Our big friend, Terry. Terry's in the sky.
Hey, Terry, this is Alan. If she needs any money, let me know. If she needs any help with services, let me know, please.
Bobby, well, you know you don't need no money, but yes. She said she'd stay in contact with me and let me know what's happening. But she also indicated she'll be out here tomorrow when she gets the opportunity.
Yeah, what's up, big brother? I just heard. Fucking sad.
Yeah. And everybody over there is taking it in great spirits, man. You can hear the background. They're reminiscing. You hear people laughing, and, you know, that's where I want to go.
AA6TN's.
1 year after my mother. What a way to go, man. Terry loved football. You guys don't know that. Man, pants watching the game.
Careful, Jimmy Hooten. Now Terry can be real trouble for you.
Better not be over there bothering people by no Heath kid. Me and Chris Jones earlier this evening, man, was talking about taking a road trip over to Terry's house tomorrow just to do a welfare check.
Yeah, I heard you.
like an hour ago. Kind of sounded sick the last time I heard him on the air, earlier in the week. But, yeah, I heard you talking about that earlier.
See, I hadn't talked with him since Sunday. And the conversation was, this time next Sunday, Terry, we got football all day. He was like, I can hardly wait. Me too. Fucking Terry.
Caregiver better get that fucking AM license or I'm going to have to repossess that radio equipment.
Yeah, I'm thinking, how am I going to get him the antenna? How am I going to get him the antenna now? Anyway, maybe, I don't want to bother his family with, extra shit. But...
Oh, dude, we're going to leave them alone, man. If they want to reach out, they will. That's what we're going to do, man. Rest in peace, Terry. Man, I'm going to miss that guy. He was my favorite. Well, it's not like, it's not like it's a surprise or unexpected. So, he was pretty beat up there, but I'm glad I got to go see him a week or two ago. Bring him some in and out. What a bummer.
I know. When that guy lived life to the fullest, self-made man. A lot of people, Terry would share it. Not often, but he would share it. He knew he didn't have long because he had stage 4 prostate cancer. But you couldn't tell that by his temperament and his voice, so how he carried himself out of here.
Well, he was in remission until he took the fucking stupid vaccine bioweapon.
I remember him saying that he wasn't going to take that procedure no more because they used to take, without the lack of a better term, uranium or plutonium or something, not uranium, plutonium, whatever, and they put that stuff directly up his butt, around the that fucking that muscle that gets the cancer. And it was so bad that they was putting it directly in there on the area. And he said he wasn't doing that no more. Stage 4, fuck it.
Yeah, man. All right, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna go, dude.
Ham radio won't be the same. Well, like I told him, Mama's funeral. God has the right to pick his favorites. You want his favorites around him right now.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be the same. So I'm kind of bummed out, but he ain't going to be. You know what I mean. All right, I'm just going to go. I'll talk about it later.
I like what Shelley said. We were at the hospital when he died, and he could listen, and he was listening. Couldn't respond back. I wish we'd have taught him. He'd have been cool to learn how to do cross-band repeat. Otherwise, he could have been talking with his HT. But he was listening. And she goes, he was with you the whole time of the game, Darren. The whole time of the game. He's talking about, me and Darren was waiting for this day. And that kind of made me feel okay, Kind of rose me up a little bit, but I'm still kind of damper.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, Terry was the homie to all of us. He was always good at taking a good joke. He wasn't too old to other things. He's talking about dicks. And I go, yeah, you're the one talking about it. He goes, I love them too.
I think I remember that show.